just done. Hey, hello, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. For so many people, I know it's morning. Oh my gosh, so hot here today. Let me get this settled up. So if you guys are popping on, give me a hey over in the comments. I always like when I see people live here with me. So I'm so excited about the subject I'm talking about today. This is all along the progression of building ourselves as artists, becoming profound artists, becoming relevant, having really relevant work. So today, I am going to talk about passion, right? Oh my gosh. So to really love and enjoy your life, we all know it's like you really have to have that love and passion to move forward, to even be interested in being an artist. Hi, you guys. I see you guys on here. You can pop over and say hi if you want to over on the right. I love being engaged with people. I'm showing up live for that reason. So I'm going to talk about today. It is about passion. It's a little bit about love because love and passion go hand in hand. And I'm going to give you some ways of just letting go of things in your life where you can bring passion in. So I'll give you like some ideas on how to get there to your passion. And remember, you guys, my experiences all come from, I've been an artist for 35, 37 years. And it's like I trained at the Art Institute of Chicago. I've built bodies of work. I've built products. I've built companies. I've built lines of jewelry and all of this now. But, through the years, museum exhibits. So for me, I am leaving a period of time in my life where I had everything formulated and everything made up, and I was exhausted and burnt out. So for me, it's like the way that I want to teach and talk about these subjects is from my heart, like because I'm working on getting back there again. I'm working on putting together a new body of work. I'm working on finding my passion. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm almost there. To try new, to get to your passion. Interestingly enough, you guys, you might not like to hear this, but to get to your passion is through anger, because your passion is in your solar plexus, in your liver. Your liver holds anger. So it's been really interesting as I follow these different threads. I think a lot of you guys know I'm a certified yoga teacher in Kundalini Yoga, which is all about energy work. It's different from any other type of yoga because you work a lot with energy, you work a lot with breath work in your body and working through your emotions. And this is what I really love about this energy work here. So for me, it's like back in time when I was in my 20s, I really built talisman. I studied talisman. I love talisman. I found my passion. That was my passion. I knew for me, my passion was something international, and this was before the internet. So for me, getting to my passion was traveling through Southeast Asia, through Africa, through India, through in Asia, into South America, Central America, Mexico, studying folk. And even in Europe and even in the United States, at the foundation of it is studying folk, which is everything about the real cultural work, the folk stories, the folk art, the folk work. Hi, you guys. Nice to see you. Thanks for showing up. So, I'm going to actually, after I introduce a little bit of how to get into your passion, I'm going to give you some beautiful steps that you can take to getting through your anger to get to your passion. And I'm just getting there myself again, you guys. And this is why it's nice to teach when you're fresh. I'm coming up with a new body of work and I'm going to talk about how to get to your fresh. Doesn't it feel good when you get into that flow, when you get in, as artists, whether you're a jeweler, I'm a jeweler, or an artist or a painter or whoever you are, it feels so good and you feel so relevant when you're tapped into something in flow and you're able to get your work out there and produce your work. So that is to be in flow. We call it, as artists, we call it flow. I used to call it, when I was younger, is being in the moment. It's like, oh my gosh, I remember when I was in 5th or 6th grade, I was obsessed with the idea of being in the moment. I already knew at that age that I was having trouble being in the moment. Maybe when I play with my dolls and play with my stuff and have games, I would really feel this power and strength. Like do you guys remember being in something that you love doing, where time just goes by because you're in this spatial place where you don't even know what time it is anymore? And that's called, when you're in your passion, that's called, so when you can step into that is amazing. But when you can step into that and maintain and stay there, whew, that's when you've got the world in your hands. You've got your passion, you've got your love. So a lot of the work is coming right from this area here. Now, I'm going to say, is through your solar plexus. So if you think about it, like when if which is hard because it's a lot of those sit-ups, right, guys? To get into a change in your life, the only way to get into change is to do something different. So if you're a person, like for me, it's like, oh my gosh, I feel like I've done just about everything. And I do a lot of movement in my life. I do a lot of work in my studio, but I'm still not quite there yet to this new line that's going to bring in excitement to me, so then I know that I have to do some work on the solar plexus. You see how like movement and energy work works hand in hand. To be successful as an artist works hand in hand. So for me, I've had a lot of success in my life through companies and businesses, and I am here today really thinking hard, like, who was I? What was my life like? How did I go down these successful, passionate trails? How did I produce all of this in my life? So that's my thread. So I'm going back and I'm studying, like, oh my gosh, I knew who I was. I came into this world with a really strong solar plexus. I could do 200 sit-ups, when I was in gym class when I was younger. So it's like that really helped me to be powerful and feel good about myself. So here's the thing. It's like, to get into your passion, I want to talk this today, getting into your passion, but also walking that straight line to follow your passion. There's a number of different things that I have written down here on advice that I can give you and myself, because I'm going back, I'm recalling, how did I get there in the first place, right? Have you guys felt passion have you felt passion and it's gone? Well, we're going to refine it again. So, one of the ways, it's just change. It's like, one of the things I used to advise some of my students, if you want new work, is the simplest things, such as going out and taking a walk, a different way than you've ever taken a walk before. Just driving to work through a different neighborhood that you've done. It sets your brain, just joggles it in a little different way. So you can get closer and closer to what you're really, just to change, thinking a little bit differently. Another, so in all these different things, I'm just living life a little bit different. It just brings that little bit of change to your brain, not following your same formula. It's easier when you're young. The way that, in art school, the way we all got change and got strong in our work, the way, I've seen so many people who are self-taught, who actually don't have all this heavy dogmas. They're just following their passion, and they're getting there quicker because they're not having to go through like an unlearned thing. So I have some examples here today that I want to show you guys of people who are self-taught and have gotten to this beautiful, successful place in their life. But one of the reasons art school works way back in time is that you are in art school and you have to go through these emotions and face these emotions. So when you're in art school, you are critiqued by your whole class all the time, which might piss you off. It might, but it's shaping you and forming you. You might feel your self-esteem drop because you don't really feel good about your work. You might feel this power of presenting beautiful, beautiful work. It's all this internal work that you're doing as an artist, as a writer, as a creator. And that's what this channel really is all about. Whatever type of artist that you are, jeweler, you just need to be in the moment and into your creativity. So this will opening yourself up to something just a little bit new and letting go. When I ever talk about starting new and fresh, even in a workshop, it's like I do a lot of work on letting go so you have room to bring things in. So it's letting go. So it's opening yourself up to something new and amazing, like looking around, thinking. It's this internal work, it's this profound work of taking time to think, okay, what do I want to do? You just start by following tiny little threads, and that's number one. Number one, follow the tiniest little thread. If there's a word that grabs your attention, or a thought, or anything that grabs your attention, you really want to follow these little threads. And one of them I have here is from an experience. So say you are off looking around visually. It's really good. It's really good to take these action steps on walking. When we sit at our computer and look on Pinterest all day long, we're seeing things that inspire us, but there's no action that goes along with it. So, for passion, and to have these movements and changes and love, and to be an artist in your life, you have to have an emotion attached to it to get to your real stuff. So my suggestion would be is to show up somewhere physically and get in, and go there. There's these beautiful little shops out by me here that have like candles and stones and rocks, and and not just the big Tucson thing, and just beautiful little restaurants. I love going to restaurants and seeing what type of ambiance people are setting for me, having an experience and really making notes afterwards to what is inspiring you. Hey, you guys, am I missing the chats? Let me see. No, nobody's saying anything. Oh, really? I don't even see it. Oh my gosh, how come I'm not seeing the chats, you guys? How crazy is that? If you guys ask me a question, maybe I have my chat turned off. How crazy is that? Okay, let me see. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. I don't mean to be ignoring you. Let me see where my chats are. Participants, chime. So you guys are. Well, I don't see any chats here. Wait, top chat, live chat. Let me get on to. Oh, yes, I see you guys. Yay, you guys can see how techie I am. Okay, because this helps me know what you guys want to hear when I start talking. Passion and anger are your fire. Yay. Get into your fire. That's exactly what it is. Yay. Okay, this is making me know. Yes, you feel that. No, we're just listening because you're captivating. Vintage core restore with the mushrooms. Love that mushrooms. Yes, yes, yes. Good. Okay, you guys, thank you. I was missing all these chats here, so I'm glad. This helps me know like where I need to go with this conversation too. So one of them, you want to go out and have an experience, because guess what, you guys, it is so hot in here. So if you guys see me getting hot, I put my lipstick on today, like I talk about, but it is like 90 degrees. I'm getting a new studio space. You guys will see in my next film where it's going to be at. I do a live every week, and then I do one that's just encouraging, and it's just like about being in my studio. I'm fumbling around, I'm finding my way, I'm getting to my passion, I'm getting to my core, I'm looking around at things, I'm noticing, and then in the meantime I just talk to you guys too. Another one, you guys, there might be an object that you find. Let me grab this. There might be an object that you find that brings you into a little love. Love and passion are the same. That anger brings you into an object, might bring you into a little love. At least you're looking at it and you love this. It's these emotions to go through. And unfortunately, sometimes it's some of these really hard negative emotions that help get you into your passion. So I'm going to finish reading these, but I want to tell you guys, because this is like coming up, that I need to say this. I want to tell you guys that I'm reformatting Unfolding, and I'm so excited about it. So Unfolding is my subscription. And if you guys aren't in Unfolding, you have to be on your PC, and you could jump in and you could sign up. It's like under $25 a month. But I'm working on, so when I talk about things on the outside here about passion, I'm going to give you some ideas and some ways you can get into your passion. But inside Unfolding, oh my gosh, I'm really working with a lot of breath work and letting go. And this is where I can really show, this whole pathway, and I can show. I've been working on it myself, and as I put these together, so these kriyas are done so beautifully. Where these kriyas from ancient India, from shaman work, from is to get into your anger. So that's what July is about. If anyone wants to work with me, I didn't even know that I was angry, and I was looking for my passion. So what happens, which is another experience here, is to ask for things. But so I was asking for my passion. I'm asking for my passion. And it certainly is a way you can do this. Ask for your passion. And as I was asking for my passion, I had to do these experiences where I was so angry, doing this yoga where I found anger. So I actually put together a whole program inside of Unfolding that'll be for next month, that is with these beautiful movements through time, working with our solar plexus, that's going to help you let go of your anger, but not let go of your anger, get to your anger and be so angry about it, right? And, so it's like, you guys, spiritual growth and growth as an artist is not always beautiful. Oh my God, I love saying that statement over and over again. Who thinks that it's beautiful? Sometimes it's like you look the worst in your life, the stronger you get as an artist. Listening, isn't that so true? Yes. So it's like our job as an artist is to feel these emotions. And when you feel these emotions, such as anger, some of the jealousy, anxiety, you're feeling these because you can let them go. Isn't that exciting to know? You don't have to be stuck in anger. I got so used to pushing anger down, oh my gosh, I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be jealous of somebody else. I don't want to be, all of this. So it's like, but I realize in time to sit with yourself and be with this anger and feel it. And then you do movement. Years ago, when I was in therapy, my therapist told me the only way to get anger out of your body is through movement. So even Kundalini Yoga, it's breath work. You close your eyes and you're breathing this breath work. It's movement, but it's movement of air, beautiful air, tough air, hard air, all different types of air through your body to let things go, right? So if you guys want a taste of that, try it out in Unfolding. July is going to be a good one. June is set up as all new beginnings, letting go. So if anyone is up for no new beginnings, that's in there. Okay. So I mentioned an experience, an object, a dream. Who follows their dreams? Do you guys ever follow your dreams? I have a notebook at night where I will just record my dreams. Benny! Hi, love. Nice to see you. This is so true, so important. Hitting a place I've been afraid to look at. Anger, passion, love. You need to hear this. Yes, good. Okay, so look, you guys. These are tough subjects to talk about and to do on your own, right? This is why I want to address this as a group because what this does, what I put together a whole little program inside of Unfolding for July. And even if you just come in for 1 month, we're safe with each other. What I do is we walk through this whole program of breath work. You get into your anger, and then you bring this light and the love into your body. You don't stay in this anger. That's how you let it go, through this breath work. So yeah, feel it, because you know what happened to me? I've been working this past month. I didn't even know I had anger, and I'm working on this. And I had this crazy session, which I'm glad I didn't have to do in front of anybody, where I was really angry and let go of so much, like steaming angry. And then guess what? I got dressed. I went into work. I felt the love afterwards, came in here, and I found a trail of something that I'm in love with. Passion comes. I'm in love with it. It's easier for me to be in the moment. You can focus. You can concentrate when you have your love and your passion, So yes, do. I mean, really, I promise you guys. It's scary to think of. It's hard. There's some nights where I just know I have to be in this energy. In the middle of the night, I'll wake up and it's like, okay, just stay here in this feeling, and because it's getting me to a better place. And this is what Unfolding is all about, right? Is getting to our real, because we're wasting our energy on anger. We're wasting our energy on anxiety. We're wasting our energy on jealousy. We're wasting our energy. Like, let's get to focus. Let's be in the moment. Let's get rid of these old emotions. We stay in the moment and we work on our love and our passion. Doesn't that sound amazing? I mean, it's a tough. Stephanie, I would love to meet you in person. I find that when I create anything that I truly love, so many people love it. Absolutely. If I create something just to sell it, it is not so great. I make dream catchers with geodes. Oh my gosh, my heart. I love that for you, Stephanie. So here is the thing. You're right on track. Never do anything that you don't have a passion for. Boom. Is that a crazy statement? I see people, because I have taught for over 20 years with all different types of people. This is where a lot of my experience is coming from that I talk about. Benny was out here in my studio. I have workshops in my studio where I teach all of this, how to get to the creativity. You could show up. I do live. I do one live a month in my unfolding where we can get in and talk about anything, because nobody's going to be hearing us but us. You know what I mean? So you always only do what you love doing. That's it. That's the only, you will get so healed. You'll be so happy. That is the only way your trail to happiness. And I'm fine. I did a lot of things in my career that were uncomfortable and that I didn't like doing. And you know where it got me? A big mess. I loved my company. I had ice resin. I loved it. But the things that I compromised myself along the way were ugly. And it didn't get me to a good place. When I sold my company, I was exhausted, burnt out, had no passion, had no love. And I've been working my way back. And I'm here talking about it because it's been a long road, but I'm figuring it out, and I'm figuring it out for all of us. Because when I have a group, which this channel is a creativity collective, the power of a group is friggin' amazing, you guys. We see it in workshops. I see it all the time. The power of a group, of my group, of our group, like attracts like, the power of our group, the stronger you can be, the better you can help me become stronger. The stronger that I am, the stronger that people around me can feel, right? That's really it. So other things on how to find your passion. It's like, yes, you can do things like, when I talk about finding it in a dream, this is the whole subject of this is asking for your passion. Like asking, oh my gosh, can I please find something that I love? I'm stumbling around. I'm having a hard time with it. And so I wanted to talk about a story years ago when I was in my 20s and I lived in California. I was asking for it every day. Like, look, I'm tired of doing what I did. I spent 7 years, really. I moved to California. I spent 7 years just bumbling around. I did interior design. I did, all these different things just to try to find something that would catch and hold, because passion is catching and holding. So, I actually walked in. I was in Balboa Park in San Diego. It was almost right before I was moving back to Chicago, maybe a year before that. And I walked into this beautiful place that had this beadwork and this woven work and this beautiful stuff that I've never seen in my life, and there was a woman there that was doing Tibetan wraps and Tibetan beadwork, and she had these fabulous beads with all these stories. Oh my God, it was amazing. And I was like, whatever this is, I love it. So I actually just loved being in there. I spent an hour. I couldn't afford to buy anything at the time, but I loved it being in there. It was so inspiring. It felt so good. That's when you know you're on a trail of something that's going to bring you love and passion, of what you could build your work around, or what type of work you want to do. So after like an hour of, oh my gosh, just being in this woman's presence, I was walking out the door and I saw a teeny tiny sign at the very bottom of the door, like not even eye level, way below, that said, I teach classes. And I was like, what? So I ended up taking classes with this woman, and just sitting there and being in her presence was amazing. And I learned all of this different types of, wasn't quite silversmithing yet, but I learned about jewelry. I learned about ethnographic jewelry. I learned about Tibetan jewelry for prayers, Tibetan jewelry to heal you, to bring love into your life, to bring spells, to bring charms, to bring prosperity. And I was like amazed. And that's always the part that is my passion when I get back to it. I feel healed when I focus on myself. I've been on a healing path lately. So this video is what I needed. Things just come when you're ready for change. Yay! Oh my God, Stephanie, I love that. I have a feeling that you're going to be my people too. Oh, joining. Thank you, Diane. I think you're going to really love that. I really try to keep the price. Oh, you're excited to get into Kundalini, Justina. There is no group near me in the UK. It's the strongest mental that I've ever felt when practicing. I love that. And this is really, so Kundalini is the only yoga that is about energy work. Energy work. You're, instead of like hopping around doing jumping jacks, you're bringing energy into yourself. And I love working with this because as artists, you guys, we're all empaths. We walk around in the world and we take in way too much. So I always start when I work with people on letting go, letting go, letting go. So I do some of the surface work here, deeper into unfolding. And then way in September, I have a whole holistic 8-week course coming. If you guys even want to check it out for the future on my website, it's called Pathfinding. And that is, and I got really good reviews for it. I just taught it on a small scale. And that's like holistically getting deep, deep, deep into your love and your passion. Ready for change. Binny, it's true. It's amazing experience to be in the space with Susan and a like-minded group. And I tend to avoid community, but honestly, it's amazing. I loved Binny's my people. See, you get your people when you see them in person. It's true. You get your people. I usually like to do, if anyone, you know, there's a lot of different artists that are in here, so many different styles, but it's like, I like to go up to the Gem and Mineral Show and I'll meet up with a lot of people that I haven't seen in a while. But also I'm here in Cleveland and I have 2 workshops on there. One is in October. One in October, I'm moving down to 3 days. And then there's one in September that's a long day. Nice. That sounds beautiful. Oh, good. Nicola, hiya, in UK also. Just get out into nature, walking around barefoot. Love that. That's an amazing way to get in touch. Thank you for adding that in there. So, right, it's like nature. We heal in nature. Like that's the way, is healing in nature, you know, looking, it's like my work. It's interestingly enough, I'm finding this thread of passion, you guys. And I'll show you what I dreamt. And I was like, what, you know, of my passion. I'll be able to show you that. But nature is healing and amazing. Very true. Letting go was one of the problems that I have grown past. Perfect. But look, letting go is an everyday experience because letting go, I let go every morning when I wake up. Oops, you guys can see how sweaty I am here. It's hot here in Cleveland and I'm not quite in my air-conditioned studio yet. So I just show even what I'm starting and unfolding to is a morning program where I'm only doing little short videos, mantras, little short movements just to get you inside yourself. All you have to do is get inside yourself for a tiny little portion of time every morning, and that changes your whole life. With a little bit of breath work, with a little bit of movement. You know, I show the quickest, I will show the quickest little waking up in the morning, tuning into yourself, cutting off other people's energies that have kind of hung on there because we're empaths. And our job is to take in experiences from the world and manufacture them into our art form. We are the heart of the world creators. I love saying that and I love feeling it. Us as creators, we have invented everything, you know, and not just saying work in computer programming. Some artists, my dad was a creative job ever, you know. It's like, okay, Dad. Okay, another one is, you know, you could. So I'm going to say, I wrote on here, take a course, but this is what I want to tell you guys. If you're a jeweler, it doesn't mean you have to take a jewelry course. If you're a mixed media artist, doesn't mean you have to take a mixed media course. I love the idea of exploring a whole other little genre, just a little temporary one, because I did a thing about 2 years ago where I jumped into a study of interior design, which is part of what I do anyway. You know, I actually studied mixed media and fabric and really went heavy into fashion in my career. But interior design was wonderful because you're going to find that your brain works the same way when you move into these different fields, and it can help expand you where maybe you're tighter in your own field. You know, us as jewelers, like I'm a jeweler, there's so many rules put up here, and you just see direction you could go and pieces that you do for the body. But if you took a mixed media sculptor or painting class, all of a sudden you're exploring the idea of, oh my gosh, I could do wall pieces, which is what I do, by the way, are all these wall pieces. And in fact, you guys, I have a jewelry sale coming up June 28th. Oh, you can't really see it all the way, but June 28th, I'm doing a jewelry drop because through all this work that I've been doing on finding my body of work and my passion, I got to create all this new work. So it was fun. So June 28th is when I have my jewelry drop. If you guys want to come and check it out, I've been talking about body of work, passion, but I also have a lot of holders to display your jewelry or your mixed media or your pieces, because when you create from your heart, your work is more than just a pretty piece, right? We're not just a pretty piece. We've got more to us and our work too. Okay, so taking a course. So think about, like, for me, when I got a whole Kundalini Yoga training in San Diego, and that was 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe 3.5. And it opened up and expanded me in my art world. So never feel like you have to keep staying in your same field. You know, blacksmithing is really fun sometimes for me. You know, I like doing things like that. So taking a course, something different. Ooh, one thing that could really help you too. If you want to get into your love, this is one of the things I suggested. I did last summer. I did salsa, because that gets into this whole salsa, belly dancing I'm thinking about doing now. When you get into this, this is your sacral chakra, which for us as women, and there's a lot of women in my group here, as women, you know, that's our creativity, so there's all types of movements that I have, which is Kundalini Yoga, all my studies on talisman, my studies on cultures, I'm putting them all together and rolling them out as a whole package and unfolding. And I love the way it's going. So asking, don't forget to ask for what you want before you go to sleep, when you wake up in the morning. Ask for your passion. And that's how I found, when I was asking for my passion, that's how I stumbled into this woman's shop and years ago, and started on this Tibetan weaving and started on this cultural work. And I brought it back to Chicago. And I think, if you know my background, I did a lot of ethnographic repair, which are these ancient pieces and talismans that I've had in my hands. Oh yeah, my book. You'll be getting my book from Amazon. Thank you. She's talking about this one. This is a book. If you guys haven't done, I'm realizing like how many things I put together. This is my book. It's Intentional Metalsmithing. And this book is on Amazon. And it really is about my passion on getting into who you really are as a person, what assets you have, following your dreams and getting to your core and doing your real work and not having fear to do your real work. Because just like Stephanie was talking about, when you know what, you guys, years ago when I first started in jewelry, I literally was doing this jewelry. I had not seen it anywhere. I was dreaming this jewelry. And unfolding sounds perfect. Oh, good, yeah. And then I meet with everybody too there, So try it out. I also show a silversmithing project, whether you need it or not. I'm doing a morning program, and I'm building it more and more, so you can get in from here. But I started doing this jewelry work that was so different because I was studying in all different countries before the internet in the 90s. So when I came up with a body of work, which you guys can see it on my website if anyone's interested. It's in my book, Making Connections. This is my passion. This was my passion, this book too. Years ago, I wrote this in 2006. And after studying talisman for so many years, I came back and I started building I was like, oh, you can't do cultural appropriation of these other countries. So I was like, as an American, how would I build my talisman? Who am I? How would I build my own work? And I built pieces like this. And I was like, what kind of a crazy person is going to buy a piece of jewelry like that, right? Well, guess what? The same as Stephanie. I found people on a wait list to buy these pieces that were so different. I got invited to do museum exhibits. I was in Ornament Magazine, which was a museum publication. I've been on the front covers of Vogue magazine, of all types of fashion, because when you put your real self out there, you're on the right track, Stephanie. And I hope you guys get there too. Finding your passion, staying with your passion, and not compromising yourself. And I will never do that again. I've done my share of compromising. What did I do with they're in my hand, my glasses. Sometimes I need them to read. Okay, Brooke's putting up there. Thank you, Brookie. So Brooke is, so guess what, you guys? There is a trip, as long as somebody asked for it, Justina. If you guys go to my website too, there's a trip that I'm doing to India, which I'm so excited. I actually am deciding to stay in my studio and not do a lot of travel. This is why I'm working so hard in my studio and just showing up and being here and, doing my work, because I'm making my life small to use all this inner work that I've been building for so long. When you do a trip like India or Morocco, I'm doing one October of 25 to Morocco, and there's one in January of 25 to India. We're going to have more information soon. So when you do a big trip like that and your mind is open, because with my group, we keep our mind open, and then we build in the studio for 3 days after looking at everything. And we're writing and we're journaling and we're just taking in. So in life, there's inhales and exhales. And inhales are when you, is that Brandy? Brandy. Oh my gosh. Hi, Brandy. I miss you. I was just thinking about you this morning. I'm going to contact you. I was thinking about you. It's nice to see you here. Yeah, this is all this is. So Brandy is working on a beautiful line of jewelry. So that's amazing. But I want to get back and talk to you and catch up with you. So nice to see you. Let me look and see who else is writing. I will be making symbolic jewelry that may not be everyone's cup of tea, but I feel so passionate about it and I feel the need to do it. Oh, my birthday month is January. You might need a birthday present to India, Nicole. Hi, sweets. I miss you too. I know. So you know what, you guys, look, I had in my workshop less than a year ago, I only do a workshop. I do one in the fall and I do one in the spring, and I just only have 12 people here, 10 to 12 people. That's it. So it's private. It's small. We do a lot of digging in the creative spirit, and we get through our line. And oh my gosh, our last one was incredible. Like I had an energy worker come in. We had singing bowls in the evening. You get holistic lunches. And at the very end of it in my workshops, I'll have to talk about that a different day. At the very end, people can stay another day and we do this beautiful work with the shaman, which I'll talk about another day. But in my workshop was a woman who was doing voodoo jewelry. Doesn't that sound like scary or crazy? This woman, because she honed herself into such, had a passion for it, the symbolism. She had such a passion for it and loved it. She had such a big body of work. She had so many followers. She was very, very successful because she loved it. So if you take that extra step and put yourself out there to your passion, you're never going to regret it. You're just going to keep going in a straight line because you make it easier for your people to find you. It would be great to see everyone's Instagram and see the work people are doing. Oh, okay. Well, I love that because guess what, Justina? Also in Unfolding, you guys, oh my God, I'm so glad you said that. In Unfolding, the program is $25 a month, but I am working in my studio. So I put in there a community platform called Discord. And, once you join up for Unfolding, or if you're in Unfolding, put the request in to support it, Susan Lenart. Rachel sends you, actually the link is in there. We send you a link and the link is in there. And then we can show up. It's like this, but I can see you guys. It's like, it feels like Zoom and it's Discord. And I'm showing up from 2 to 4 today. It's just where we are in our studios working, and we could chit chat. We could talk to each other. We can send messages to each other. You could show work. For me, it's like I was raised with sisters, and most of us are artists. So with my sisters, we, I could walk up and be like, hey, how does this piece? What do you think this looks like? Now I'm in my studio by myself a lot of the times. It's like we need each other. We need each other. So Discord is in there. Do you have a P.O. box? Oh, to send me a gift. I love that. You are so sweet. I don't have a P.O. box, but my studio space is 13,000 Athens Avenue. And it is Studio 3. What is my studio? 3. Susan Lenart. My studio is 339 studio. That's so sweet of you. Oh my gosh. You know what I realized? It's like, thank you, Stephanie, for saying that, because it's like when you get filled, and it's like, you know what? I'm going to love accepting that too, because I know it's like you're giving me a little piece of your love, and I'll have your talisman in my studio. We all need this love, right? So as I open up my heart, I'm going to take that in, and I love that. Thank you. And it's Lakewood, Ohio, 44. You'll have to get the zip code. I can maybe post it. Brooke, you want to post it? Do you mind? I happen to have Brooke here because you guys behind the scenes are getting together all of these beautiful photographs. So if you guys have been watching both of the lives and I'm just about to release another one where I'm in my studio just building a body of work in front of your eyes. So that's another part of it. It's a free one where I'm just building a body of work, like showing how to get there, getting through all the stuff. Oh, there she goes. If you want to sign up for all my water just tipped. Oh my God. She says, if you want to sign up for Unfolding, just hit the join button under this video. If you're on your PC, right? The community and Discord is included in it. Yes. Lakewood. 44107. There's my address. Oh, thank you. That's so nice. I just spilled all my beautiful lemon water. Gotta take a sip. Okay. So in there, it's like we're working on getting to our passion, staying with our passion. Voodoo jewelry. Let me see who had a comment like that. I think New Orleans. Cool voodoo jewelry. Absolutely. Yes. Oh, you miss your people. Yay. Well, I need the people. We need the people. This is going to be fun. Thank you, Brooke and Susan. Aw, yeah. Good, Diane. And that's where I have my studios too. By the time I'm looking at this new studio that I'll have in this next film that I post this week. I just am filming it. It's under construction. It's in the same building, but it's beautiful. I can't wait to have it bigger. So asking for your passion, ask, and I promise you it will show up. I promise you. Remember, sometimes we just need to remind each other. Sometimes I'm just here to remind you guys. Sometimes you guys are here to remind me of things, just about it's like our life as an artist, as a jeweler, is difficult because we have to be open enough to take in life and experiences and the world. And sometimes comes with it all these other emotions because we're looking around and we pick up other people's energies as empaths. And then what we have to do is go in and clear this. And I show like a 3-minute flat. I'll show it right now. Like this one right now, the way you clear energy. When your life is about inhales and exhales as artists. As inhales, we're pulling information in. We need to be clear. We need to get rid of things so we have room to bring other things in. And then we end up, so true. And then we can put out, like it needs to go through our body, through our thoughts, through our memories, and we reinterpret things and we push it out. And I know this because I've been teaching workshops for over 20 years. Mostly I teach on getting to your creative space and jumping out your creativity. But I can teach the same technique in a room of 20 people and just only teach a technique. And every single person will have a different look. Is that crazy? I mean, sometimes I see people who go in and they do exactly the same, but every single person, with giving, sometimes it's just like giving permission to expand and go into your creativity. When I have a 5-day workshop, when I have a 3-day, especially a 5-day workshop, I can spend time, like we spend 3 days on techniques, getting into your heart and soul. I bring out energy workers, and then we start getting into your personal, because now you're opening up personally. We start getting into growing your personal work because I have a small group of people. Does that make sense? So it's really fun. It is. It's you want to make a pendant using chicken foot, but I wouldn't know where. Oh my God, I love that. Okay, this one you can. This is an old book. I don't even sell it anymore, but I did a lot of crazy work like that in here, making connections. Here was a whole piece that so this is a cool book, and there's a lot of people that use objects, talisman objects. There's a lot of other artists too. Here's one. I'll just show different ones, different days. I was actually in Paris. I used to do a lot of work. Oh, do you guys like my ring? This is my new stuff. It's based on yoga prayer boxes and talisman. And so anyway, this piece here is a egg. It's a quail's egg. And in Paris, we were getting these quail's eggs, making them, and the whole top opens. And it's a little container that you can put things inside of. And the top of it is a clear resin paper. That's when I had resin. And this opens and closes. It's on a slide. So if you want to do chicken feet, you just go in. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. This is to find your passion. You do the chicken feet. Crazy, but true. And you just go in and you have to be clear. You get in this great space and you dream it. Like maybe you're not going to go into your studio tomorrow. Maybe you put your chicken feet by the side of your bed. Maybe you put it in your studio where you're looking at a lot. You ask, hey, what can I do with this? Maybe you don't do your work. Maybe you don't even touch those chicken bones for a month. You're going to know when you're ready. Like, trust yourself. Just clear. The way to get to anything is to wake up and clear every single day to get to nothing. Dr. Joe Dispenza calls it losing yourself. I call it being in the moment. The artist calls it flow. Those are all the same things when you guys hear pieces like that. This piece here, it's like this is some of the techniques that are in. This is going to be in the jewelry sale too, but this one is based on prayer boxes for freedom, because I'm looking for freedom in my life. Freedom. And look at all the heart colors. The heart chakra is all these pinks and greens. So this is all based on love and prosperity and freedom with the prayer boxes. That's what I saw all over the world with these prayer boxes. So that's my passion. It's like, I don't know. I'm just when I read the same thing. Go in and you follow your passion, because that's how people will find you. When I started doing my work, I was like, my pencil stub pieces and my talisman work and a card game, a whole 52-piece card game. I was going into my studio by myself, profound, where there was no one around, like, what the heck do you think you're doing? Nobody's going to buy that. You're crazy. You get away from people like that. You get within our inner circle. And people have told me that, Susan, I've met the best people hang around you. And I'm like, yep, if I do nothing else, I attract the best people. How about that? Your ring is so beautiful, piece of art. Thank you. Thank you. I was listening to Dr. Joe today. So Dr. Joe's work, which I love, he's neuroscience, but his work is based on yoga, like energy yoga, Kundalini Yoga, actually. So I love listening to him, because it's the same studies as Kundalini Yoga, the same energy work that I work with now, but it's a different vocabulary. It doesn't matter, whatever vocabulary you love. I'm picking to work with artists on growing who we are, because artists are profound. We need artists. We are the heartbeat of the world. You're going to hear me say that over and over again. I always hear myself saying, put that sentence in there. We are the heartbeat of the world. So one of the things that hurts you getting to your passion is sitting there and getting on Pinterest and looking at 100 different items. You could look at all these. You could do it once and put together a page that is your book that you're going to love. You put that together, and then you've got that to refer to. But you don't want to get on it every day and look around and try to get new ideas every day, because that's going to keep you from jumping. When you're jumping, that means you're not focusing and becoming profound. You're not focusing and becoming, oops, oh my gosh, how does it get so late? You're not focusing and becoming, you're not doing your work that you really need to do to focus and to find your passion. Passion is a streamline with just adding tiny little inches at a time. So when I'm showing building a body of work in my other film that I do here, I'm showing, taking one little tiny dot. And when I work with this course that I'm teaching called Pathfinding, we start with one little thread of a memory and a story, and we build out from this one little dot of a story, a word. Like, that's called finding your passion. Not taking, we're in this world now, we're overwhelmed with so much coming at us. So you literally kind of need to shut the doors and not take a lot in. Let go, let go, let go, let go, as Stephanie's even saying she likes to do, So that's what it really is all about. How do I block out? How do I block out what's in style? Okay, New York trends. Oh, I love that question. How do I block out what's in style now and trends define my unique style? I love that, Michelle. And you are asking the right person, because I have done fashion my whole life. I did, back when I was in my 20s, I did a line for Banana Republic. I did a line for Ann Taylor. I did a line for Michaels, which was called Industrial Chic. But I do a lot of I've done Coachella pieces for the performers there. I've done 70s looks for these profound stylists. So if you are doing fashion, the way that you block out what's in fashion is you block it out. First of all, this is what I do. 80%, first you spend your 80% in your studio building your work. You don't look at anything to do with fashion. Most people, believe it or not, okay, this can be a fantastic statement that might change you, because I've done fashion, and it's like I have never followed fashion. Only 20%. 80% of what I do is my own work. When you follow fashion, because I was at the Art Institute of Chicago, people were teaching fashion. There was a fashion study right next to us. So, when people chase what's in fashion, when you chase what's in fashion, you're never going to get there. You're just with a big horde of other people. It's like, I remember hearing announcements like zippers, 80s are in style. And all of a sudden everybody's work has zippers. Well, buyers are so sick and tired of looking at zippers. What we don't know, and this is like a lot of the work that I teach, are these bigger corporations need us as artists and as individuals. What they're doing, and I've had this experience over and over, they're out scouring social media, out scouring anything to find you with unique work. So what I do is I get in my studio and I build, and I find my passion, and I find my love, and I find my objects, and I find my direction, and I build my body of work. And then from there, and I do that 80%. And then what I do, walk away from it, go to a fashion show, research some fashion, look through some fashion magazines, and now you come back to your work and you just tweak it that little bit of 20%. Does that make sense? And that's how you're going to be successful in the fashion world. And I'm digging all this up from my old work, and I'm following my own advice, and I'm almost there too, which is fun, because I just want to do projects that I love doing. Stories are so powerful. Creative Root Studios. I love your name, by the way. Stories are so powerful. I love that you said it twice. Creative Root Studio, and I love the name. That's so awesome. I always want to create a two-piece outfits with crops and flowing pants. My tops will have precious stones. Please, I'm drooling. See, that's going to be amazing. If that's your passion, you just take one step at a time. One step at a time, and you're going to get there. You get that vision, because first of all, you guys, well, in the pathfinding course, I start with, like, first of all, we start with all these visions. Like, there's two ways to the artist. One of them is getting making a statement. This is what I want to build, and staying in that space and bringing in all your inspiration and getting your looks and pulling all of this beautiful creative energy together. And then the second part of it is the practical part, which is showing up and doing all that behind the scenes kind of stuff. And I've always done that kind of stuff too, and that's in unfolding. I do business talk. In this, I do business talk. You're going to find a whole combination. I've built multi-million-dollar lines out there, and I've also built one-of-a-kind museum exhibits. And it's like, I love all this. It's like, I'm getting back there myself. We're not a threat to each other. We all are good. When we do our own work, my tribe is awesome. I know, Brandy. See, and you're part of it. See, this is going to get you too to your space. And let's connect afterwards, because I want to invite you out. I want to see if you want to come out to my studio for a workshop and build on your creativity. So that would be great. Okay, I don't follow trends. Okay, I love that. No, I wouldn't think that you'd follow trends. I don't follow trends. I find my people, and those are the people who love what I create and don't chase trends. Yay! I really have to create them. I do have a vision, and I see them before they're made. Perfect. 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 I love that. So then, it's like the hard part. It's like, Brandy took one of my other courses that I'm not even offering now, but it's about this really hard, this stuff behind the scenes of what country would you pick to build, or would you build here? Would you do all your sewing? Would you, how to commercialize, how to source things, that's another course that I haven't even written yet. But I wrote it. It was like a really big course, but I'm going to dissect it and redo it again. I want to tell you guys, because we're almost to the end of our time, but I want to tell you guys just one little thing about me. You're going to ask for a vision. I would ask for a vision. And I want to tell you guys, I had a dream. I had a dream that I wore this necklace today. Oops, am I going to do this the right way? And I wore this bracelet today, because my dream, this is work that I started doing about a year ago. And I think I show this in one of my films that I have last week, I think. Let's see, I have to figure out a different way to do this. But for these are built on hinges. So if you guys see like a little technique in here on hinging, the reason why I'm focusing on this is I'm talking about building a new body of work. Oops, please don't mind how, please don't mind I spelled water. Okay, so see these hinges in here. This was my dream. Whatever my new body of work is, it has to do with these hinges and the way these pieces are set up. For me, they're like in tiny little collections, just tiny little collections of pieces. So I'm following a thread. This is my thread that I'm following. I had a dream. I was like, oh, give me a new body of work. Let me see it. Let me taste it. Let me feel it. What came in was a piece that I had recently been working on, like especially, and these will be at my sale too, by the way, but like especially this type of a little collection here, this little type of a collection here. This to me are abundance. This plus sign is abundance, that sign. And I found it on my Polish crest. So I keep with it, my Polish family crest, Lenart. So for me, I'm wearing this, I'm being with it, I'm making it, I'm following a thread, because this was in my dream. Now, you guys will see if you come to my jewelry drop that I'm working tiny. I'm exploring also tiny, but I do have pieces like these. So I'm exploring tiny, beautiful little simplistic, like adding your gems on in stacks and stacks and stacks. So I'm exploring tiny. So how do I put these two elements together? Oh, that's giving me passion. Putting together a look and putting together tiny is a new thing for me to explore. So, and through it, it's like I'm building my bigger pieces. But let me see, is there any other questions before we get off? Any spots left I do have a couple spots in India. Check it out from my website. Oh, thank you so much for the energy. This is so great. And me too, you guys. When I walk away from here, I feel inspired and amazing, and it helps my week too. We're like each other. I'm going to be in Discord from 2 to 4 today if you're in Unfolding, and I always put my dates up there that I'm in as we're growing this. I just opened it. There's not a lot of people showing up for Discord yet, but people are figuring it out. We're getting in there and being there for each other. So You really inspire me today. I listen to meditation, healing music when I sleep, and I feel like your videos was shown to me to help further my heart. Love doing this. And and if you get in here, if you, June is all about shedding. Remember, you have to let go into this state of passion. So get in there now, do some of the shedding, and have a wonderful day. I'm so glad that you caught this. So nice to see you guys. And yep, I'll be doing more. Passion. Follow your passion. See you soon.